Panos, don't you think that modern dentistry is focused more about money?
There's a certain element that drives a dental practice, and at the end of the day, you have to make ends meet the demands of your patients and your staff, and also your personal goals. But I don't think dentistry should be driven by money.
But it happens quite often.
I think we've lost focus a little bit. I think we're all doctors in this profession. We should remember that we took some oaths at the beginning, and one is do no harm.
Okay.
And it should extend into trying to be an example in your community. And just being a lucrative businessman is not really the standard that we should portray.
Okay,
Yeah.
but tell me, what about your core values?
Well, it probably stems back to my family, my nuclear family, and the way that I was brought up. I was born in the United States, but I was born into a Greek home.
I thought initially that you were born in Greece.
No, actually, I was born in Southern California, and that's where I also attended for my dental school. But I was born into a Greek home, and the values that were instilled from my parents was education and the sense of home and the sense of community.
So the family is always close to you.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but how you run your practice, how you run your education, and trying just to combine all of these core elements and family values?
Well, with regards to my work in dentistry, I try not to have a very busy practice. I try to have a very efficient practice.
What does it mean?
Efficiency means having the necessary time to do the procedure at the highest outcome, evidence-based, without being under pressure because you have too many clients.
Okay.
So I was practicing restorative dentistry in the center of Athens. I would see about 4 to 5 patients per day. I would spend about 2 hours per patient. So I was working about 10 hours per day, but I was spending a lot more time with my patient.
So it is more quality time?
It's definitely quality time, and it's you have to understand the patient's needs. So this has a deeper sense in the psychology of the doctor-patient relationship. Many times you are listening to what they want. Many times you are accommodate to their rate. Not everybody can actually sit in a dental chair for an extensive amount of time. Some people need breaks. Yeah. Some people need to, they have a different social structure, so maybe they're going to get up and make a phone call. So you need to be accommodative to the particular demands of the patients.
But in the same time, how you solve the issue with the value, time you spend, and still run a successful practice?
Obviously, your fees have to be analogous. Yeah. So if you want to sustain a correct business, you have to actually charge a little bit more for your services if you're going to spend the amount of time that you are doing it. And you need to portray the value to your patients so they can understand that this is the kind of dentistry that they are expecting to get. High quality.
But what about your family? Because anyhow, you spend like 10 hours a day.
Well, the wonderful thing is that in the beginning of my career, it was just me, myself, and my wife. And my wife is my dental ceramist.
Oh, you are
so
lucky.
We got to spend a lot of time together, even through the practice. Now that I'm a young father, a father of 2, my older is my Theodora, 6 years old. My younger, Claire, was 2 years old. I get to spend more time with them, and I practice a little bit less.
So you're a busy father.
So I'm a busy father.
Okay.
And this was one of the decisions that made me go into the specialty of orthodontics. I wanted to work a little bit less and be a little bit more efficient. So as we know, the orthodontic appointments, being a little bit quicker than a restorative appointment, it allows me to see a volume of patients, but at the same time I can spend a lot of time with my family.
I know how family is important for you, but I know that you have the second family.
Yes, I do have a second family, and this is my professional family.
Okay.
And I am surrounded by wonderful talent, and this group is called the Bioemulation Group, and it's a group that was formed back in 2011, and it's continuously developing.
Okay, who is a member of this group?
There are many members. I won't list everyone, but we will show them on a slide. But what I will say is that we have some amazing mentors within this group. Off the top of my head, Ed McLaren from UCLA, Pascal Monnier, Michel Monnier, Graham Milicic, Alessandro De Vigus, These are fantastic members that guide us, channel us, and give us the motivation to do what we do as a group.
But is it a closed group like a club that you just spend some time in between your friends, or is it some kind of dedication, some goals?
It's very organic in its structure. So I can say that we're still developing. It started as a seed. Now it's actually coming to bloom. In the near future, we're going to be able to expand this group into a formal society, and that's what we're working on at the current status. So I would say it's an ecosystem of sorts where interconnecting groups within the dental field, that being technicians, clinicians, researchers, and hopefully we're going to open this up to anybody who is really interested in following this educational modality, because bioemulation is all about education.
We talk about bioemulation, but what it really means?
Well, it's a compound word. It's a term that I came up with in 2009, and I
so it was your idea?
It's my idea.
Okay.
From bios, which is the Greek word for life.
Okay.
And emulus, which is to equal in Latin. So we're trying to equal life. We can never actually get close to the natural structure or surpass it, but we're trying to get as close as possible.
So it has some philosophy behind.
Definitely.
Okay, and the sign is on your shirt.
It's an
visible.
E, and this is actually inspired by nature, as I will show in a slide, from the histoanatomic bell stage. So it's a little abstract. I designed the logo as well. There's a golden proportion hidden within it.
Nice. And actually, every member, I saw as well that you have different colors.
Yes.
What are these?
It's a color-coded group, and actually on the top tier of the group are the silver members, which are the three founders of the group. Dr. Javier Tapia Guadix from Madrid, Spain, Dr. Gianfranco Politano from Rome, Italy, and myself.
Okay, and how it developed to the group, which is, I think, right now more than 30 people.
Yeah, we're a little bit more than 30 people, and it's color-coded. So on the top tier of the group, it's the silver ones, which are the founders. Below us are the clinicians in black. We have the red group, which are the technicians. The blue group, which is our researchers. And on the bottom, the foundation, the sturdy foundation, are our mentors. Okay,
among members, I see great names. How you were able to attract all these people?
I think like minds attract the same kind of people on a human profile as well as on a cerebral one. And what we like to consider in bioemulation is that there are many minds, but there's one mindset. And this is what separates us from the other groups.
Okay, it means that you have some tasks or responsibilities. How you work inside the group?
It's challenging because we have reached a certain critical mass where delegating things can be challenging. Everybody has their daily work and their clinical practice. Everybody wants to spend time with their family when they have free time. But for some reason, we always find time to help each other on our tasks, whether that's being literature reviews or writing articles or publishing. Everybody finds time. And I think it's part of the passion that leads this group.
You publish a lot, you make your own researches, and how it will influence my personal work as a dentist?
Well, bioemulation has multiple tiers. I would say that there's a tier of the group, which is a social interaction, bouncing off ideas with each other. There is the concept that we have discussed in our seminal articles with Dr. Magnet back in 2011, structural analysis. There's another seminal article in 2014, visual synthesis. And we're trying to optimize and become more objective in the way that we are working. And we offer this through our education to the general dentist, which I hope is going to help his daily workflow and overcome any kind of limitations or problems that he has been experiencing.
Actually, I was very much impressed. Like 2 years ago, I attended a Bioemulation Congress in Berlin. And I was impressed with the quality, with the knowledge, and with such a deep analysis of every aspect of, let's say, mimicking nature. It doesn't matter, it was composite or it was porcelain veneer. So it means that your work actually will influence what industry will offer to us as a dentists, or you develop new techniques, new technologies. How is it?
We have our own ideas, but we also need to partner with the industry. And if you have attended the current IDS 2017 in Cologne, you would have noticed that the digital technologies and the digital workflows are becoming part of our daily work.
Actually, it was visible everywhere. There was no booth actually without some kind of involvement.
So traditionally, bioemulation has been known to be an analogic group, handmade, customized. However, we are aware of the current status and the trajectory that dentistry is taking as a whole. So we are going to start also be collaborating with companies and the industry in the digital realm. This is one of our challenges for the future.
Okay.
So expect more stuff from the bioemulation group going into the digital.
Reveal some secrets. What are you working? What is your topic right now?
Well, everything stems from histoanatomy, and that is the interrelationship between enamel and dentin. And we see potential within the digital realm, whether that being creating some libraries of teeth that can facilitate the CAD/CAM process or the 3D printing process as well.
But it's, I think, very challenging task because there is so many materials, techniques, technologies. Can you simplify it or have some kind of uniformed message?
Well, the industry has to actually create the uniformity and the simplification. We can only give our ideas and provide our inspiration for the future, but we are limited to how much the industry wants to invest within this kind of idea.
But do you think that industry is really interested in your researches?
I think they are. We've been approached by many companies. So this is a fantastic time. I don't consider this being the golden age of dentistry. I consider it being the platinum age of dentistry. So things are really happening. You have industry listening to what dentists want, and then they try to provide it for us. So I see amazing relationships being formed across the dental community and the industrial kind of designer community.
What I hear from you really gets me excited. And I think you could also see and hear that the development and future is very close to us, and it is our daily work. But in the close future, we will see even more beautiful things.
DentalPhotomaster.com